And I think we're live. Hello, Andrew.
Hello. Good to be here.
Okay. I'm Kelly. This is Andrew Lane, and I think a few of you might have been waiting for this. I've given him a bit of an intro, and he calls himself the design hacker. And it's kind of pretty true. You hack designs and you're amazing at it. And I've been following you around for over 2 years now. And I've just been amazed at the amount of stuff that I can do just following your videos and following what you do. But please tell me something about yourself. I know that you were a designer way back before you became a hacker. Tell me something about how that happened.
Sure thing. It pretty much started, I've always loved doing design and content creation back to when I was a kid doing videos and stuff. But I studied graphic design in college. And unfortunately, that was right around 2008 when the recession happened in the US. I don't know if it was global, but it definitely hit the US really hard. Pretty much global, right?
Absolutely.
So similar to now where the economy was doing really bad and I was just getting into my professional life, getting out of college. And I had a back graphic design doing local businesses, signs. And what I found was the best way to make money at that time was doing web design. And so I started learning how to do web design and took my design skills and started helping businesses get online, get their websites built. After a couple of years of doing that, I ended up teaming up with some programmers and we built a software company helping businesses get leads and create income streams on Facebook. So doing lead generation and content, selling courses and membership programs on Facebook. So we got that business off the ground, and I was the creative director of that company, even though it was just a couple of us.
We're talking about 22 Social, aren't we?
Yeah, 22 Social.
Okay. And I'm a user of that, and I'm really happy. And that's how I met you in the first place. Yeah, it's an amazing piece of software. Go ahead.
Well, and so the experience there was starting a business like that from scratch. We had no money. No one knew about us, and we had this big dream, and we put all of our money and time into it. So we blew through a bunch of money to get the software built, and we were basically broke, and we had gone broke with the company, and it totally flopped. No one bought anything from us, but then we believed in the vision. We kept pushing, and we put together a marketing campaign and all this stuff, and finally got it off the ground. And within about a year, it went from 0 to thousands of customers, and we got over $50,000 a month revenue. And that experience of doing that from scratch and then getting a brand out there and building a business that we were fighting for, desperately because we had no income and just scraping by. That was a huge experience for me. And from that point on, I was able to coast for a few years, not doing a lot of work. We had the company going, and it was stressful doing all the tech support. I did not like that side of it with all the changes with Facebook. But what I found in that process was, for myself, I was doing things the hard way, creating graphics to get your business noticed online, to get customers. It takes so much content creation. And so what I was doing was using Photoshop every day and trying to create amazing, custom, perfectly made graphics all the time. Spending way too much time on this stuff and trying to get our social media to look good, our website to look good. That process was just so time consuming. And what we were doing was weekly webinars and trainings to attract customers. So I was using Google Slides to create all of my presentations. And what I found was the ability to collaborate with our team, to create, videos all the time, was helping us grow our business. And using Google Slides was helping me to streamline that process of making everything look professional. And so I started using slides for not just presentations, but I realized that you could resize it to create other graphics. So I started making all my graphics with it. I found that having all the content on Google's free platform made it easier for me to create graphics much more quickly. And I could share it with my team to where they could create ads. And we were creating split testing our ad campaigns and making our and updating our social media campaigns really quickly having it all on that one platform. So I was doing something that no one else was doing in the world, like using Google to create the graphics, Google Slides for all the different graphics that we needed. And the big breakthrough for me was when we started teaching our customers. I saw we had thousands of customers trying to market their business online, and they were complaining that our software wasn't helping them. But when I looked at their, when I looked at what they were trying to sell, it just looked awful, and I felt the
They
pain.
didn't have graphics. They didn't. They weren't showing off their product. Yeah.
It just did not represent them well. It was going to be ignored by their audience. No one was going to trust them with their stuff looking like crap. and I don't blame them, because it's really hard. I've studied for years to make designs look good. And I didn't really know how I was doing it. You know, I'd studied in school and I was just doing it on my own, but I was just trying my best to do it, but I hadn't taught anyone how to do it. So in around 2015, I did a free training on how to make nice graphics. And that training destroyed me. It was like I was up all night for like 5-6 nights in a row, stressing over this, because I didn't teach how I make stuff look good. I just couldn't explain it in a way that like a newbie or someone who doesn't study this stuff would be able to do much with it.
This was in 2015, by the way. Right now, you are doing an amazing job. I'm a witness to this. And I know that Andrew, what time is it there, Andrew?
It's 6:20 p.m.
You're going to give us about an hour or so, I'm going to guess. And I've seen some of this training already, because you've actually shared it in your group. There is so much more, though, that you actually can do. So that one training in 2015 was just how to get things from slides to images. Apart from that, I've seen you go from the thought process of what colors are any good for you, what fonts are any good for you, how does that tie together with your brand, how do you use that in your website, and how do you tie it up with the rest of your software. You actually go out and you find software, and then you don't just recommend it, you teach it in a way where it's just follow what I'm doing, don't try and sway, and you'll just get straight where it is that you want to go. I've been a witness to that. So you are an amazing teacher. You have
didn't happen overnight. Well, it's been an obsession now for years. And it's not an obsession of like high-end stuff. It's like, I'm only going to teach what I know you can do. So it's got to be simple enough to where I can teach it the easiest way. I'm not teaching Photoshop. I'm not even teaching Canva.
I was doing Photoshop, and I don't need it anymore because my brain couldn't understand it. I was trying to do it, and my brain doesn't need to know that anymore because you're teaching me the simple ways of doing things.
That's why I call myself design hacker, because it's got to be simple, and it's got to be fast, and it's got to be effective. So if we can do that and help you without having to know everything, just look professional and just have it done. Now, Canva's done a great job with that, and I like Canva. Yes. It's a little bit, it's too much. It's too much to everybody right now. It's like I get in there and I'm overwhelmed with like the 10,000 templates, and it's like anything from making brownies to like athletic trainers. It's just like everything under the sun, and then you got your Valentine's Day things. It's so overwhelming.
It is
that I see people getting in there, but it's just not consistent. It's not clear. It's not focused, and your brand can just start to become like everyone else out there. It's just kind of like blah. It's just all over the place. So what if you actually led with value and you kept it clear, concise, and everything was just really to the point?
I think when they first started out, you could actually do that because there were like 5 things you could do. I think it's just a little bit overwhelming now and a bit harder. I'm finding yours so much easier now because of a couple of features that Google has actually added to the docs and the slides and what have you. And some of those importing themes kind of bits and where you press a button, and regardless of which slide you're in, all of a sudden all your
I'm going to show you that.
There.
That was a year ago. Google made a big update to make this even easier. And so I'll show you guys that in a minute when we log in, because Yeah, it's pretty cool.
It's mind blowing. It's mind blowing. I mean, I don't even put any effort in my stuff, and I know that it shows to you. I don't know how much it shows to other people. I don't put any effort into it. It's just I've got a couple of colors. I've taken on your teachings when it comes to 2 colors, 2 fonts. Put them in there. Now I've got a theme, and then from there on, whatever comes out of the box comes out of the box. If I find a photo of me, I just stick it somewhere, and there goes all my branding. But the amount of stuff that you're actually able to do with 2 clicks of a button is just amazing, and you've made it into an amazing way that we can do it. Guys, my God, thank you very much for tuning in. I'm just going to put a couple of these on the screen for everybody. Hi, Mary. Hi, Jermaine. Hi, Jackie. Hi, Helen. Hi, Patricia. Hi, Vet. Hi, Nauman. Hi, Linda. Hi. Oh, Linda actually has a question. It wasn't just a hi. Linda, how does this compare to Pixelmator Pro? Supposed to be very simple. I'm not aware of it. Do you know anything about that?
I haven't tried that one, but I'll show you guys. I mean, you can judge for yourself. I'll tell you that because I'll show you exactly.
So if you've got access to Pixelmator Pro and you actually do use it, wait to see what Andrew is going to show us today. It's going to be an actual webinar showing us how to use it. Hi, Brad. Guys, I'm gobsmacked. You're all in here. We've got about 25. This is the first time I've had 25 people live. It's usually I get 2,500 people watching my videos, but it's always afterwards. I'm so happy that everybody's live today because they're going to get a lot out of this Q&A afterwards as well. Andrew, I don't want to keep you here until midnight. I'm going to try and milk this as much as I can, and I'm going to try and keep you here. Look, it took a pandemic to get you here. I've been trying to get Andrew online on a live for I don't know months and months and months and months.
Yeah, a couple of years, maybe.
I've been chasing him around. There are a lot of other things that you can do, but I think we should leave about 10 minutes in the end so that you can actually give people a spiel of what they can pay for as well, and what other things you can do for them when it comes when it comes to their branding, when it comes to their sales pages, when it comes to their websites, when it comes to all of that wonderful stuff that you can put together and turn into a wonderful brand. Are you ready for me to share your screen?
Yeah, I think on that point, before we log in, I think it is important to mention the situation we're in with the world, because that's what got us fired up again and talking. And you wanted me to help out because you know that a lot of people in your group, like everyone else in the world, are really looking for some solutions right now. They're looking to take action. Definitely worried, a lot of fear and a lot of desperate times for some people. So I want to mention, I don't have the answer, right? I don't have the solution for you, but I do know that the steps to getting your stuff together, what you can do right now to get your brand where it needs to be, it's probably something you've been wanting to do for many years. And those of you in this group, if you're doing all this Amazon stuff, you guys are you're on the right path. And if you haven't had success yet, that's okay. But unlike a lot of people in the world who are totally, blindsided right now and are really in a bad spot because they have to learn all these skills, you guys who are here, you've been trying to learn tech skills, you understand where things are going. And so I give you props for, putting yourself in a good situation right now where you can make the changes you need to faster than most people out there. And everyone's going to have to kind of elevate, and everyone's figuring out how to do Zoom calls and stuff right now. But if you guys are in this tech group, like what you teach is pretty techy. So I think your audience in this group, you're well positioned.
They're pretty switched on, everybody is. Yeah.
Yeah. So you guys are well positioned and you're capable of making things happen very quickly. So when I teach stuff, it's like, it's got to get done now, and it's not going to be perfect right away, but take steps right now to get your business looking a little bit more professional. You got to close sales. You got to get the money coming in and focus on that first as you build out your brand. Try to create that cash flow right now. Whatever you're selling, you might have to find new things to sell if Amazon isn't working. Maybe it's one-on-one services, done for you stuff. You guys are very techy. And again, there's people out there that are willing to pay or get help getting their tech figured out. So that's always an income stream that I've used my whole life. When I was, again, in 2008, out of college, I didn't have any income. I couldn't get a job anywhere. And I started building websites. I didn't even know how to build a website when I sold my first website. I sold it to a bar for $800. I had a friend of a friend who owned a bar, and he needed a website. And I'm like, I got paid, and I'm like, okay, I'm going to stay up all night and figure out how to do this. Right? So get paid to learn right now. That's what I'm saying. Try to keep the cash flow coming in. And you are very valuable for a lot of people out there. You are that small percentage of people who are more prepared for this whole transition we're going through, because it's not going to stop. It's happening right now, and it's real right now. But this is the future. This is where we're going. And things are not going to go back to normal anytime soon, if ever.
Since you've opened the can of worms, I'm going to say that in my inner circle, in my private label group, we've been doing workshops for a very long time. And most of the workshops had to do with how to find a product, how to get your suppliers, how to get all that circle going for you, and then how to do PPC and how to make that work, and how not to spend too much money but make more money, and all those kinds of wonderful things that go with whether it's Amazon or e-commerce selling or whatever else. And these days it's more like, guys, if you've got sales, just keep it going. If you don't have sales, build your brand. The kinds of things that I've been talking about for the last 2 or 3 years to people, that it's not just about plucking a product and just putting it on Amazon. Mm-hmm. It's about building the brand around. We're private label sellers, and I don't really believe in that term, private label. It means something totally different in the English language. But it's essentially building a brand, building your own brand, coming up with a product and getting it made for you specifically, putting your name on it, having that name trademark. So guys, do everything that it takes between now and however long this thing lasts. Do everything that it takes to keep positive when it comes to your cash flow, to build that brand everywhere else as well as Amazon. And then the Chinese suppliers are going to be taking longer. The Indian suppliers have locked up. Shipping is taking longer than usual, and sometimes it's more expensive, and depending on what type and where you're sending your products to. There's a lot of challenges right now when it comes to our supply chain, when it comes to our products, when it comes to selling. But there is zero reasons why you shouldn't be on Facebook, building your Facebook page, building a community around that, building your groups, teaching people how to do stuff. When you come out of this, you'll have a following. Create your sales pages and your buttons and what have you. And that's what Andrew's here for.
Yes. And the brand, part of it is how it looks and the logo and the colors, but that's it's important, but you don't have to spend a lot of time on it. So I'm going to show you today kind of how to get some shortcuts to do that. But really the brand is about the relationship with your audience. And that's where a lot of Amazon sellers kind of mess up, because they try to hide behind the scenes and they don't create that relationship with their customers. And I know you teach a lot about that. So it's a chance right now to expand your business instead of trying to shrink and be afraid. I'm doing this myself. And that's why I'm showing up here, and why I'm extending myself a little bit more right now to try to solve problems for people. I'm trying to expand and reach out and help more people in any way I can. You got to show up right now where you are. So we all have this vision of where we want our brand to be, and we want it to look like those 7-figure earners with their crazy, amazing brands that they've spent years building. You're not going to get there overnight. So don't lie to yourself that that's what you need to start making money. You have to show up right now where you are, whatever skills you have, whatever experience you have. How can you help people? Just do your best to do that, and charge money for it, whatever, makes sense right now. Do your best to just keep the cash flow going, because that's a much healthier position to be in. It's a lot more fun to build out your brand when you're getting money coming in. But it's going to take time, but you got to take baby steps right now.
And it's amazing how many people think that they don't have anything and they're starting from zero. In reality, they've got so many skills that they've already
Exactly.
accumulated through life that they have no idea they can actually cash in on by doing some work and building that brand around them. I can keep on going forever.
I know, we could go all day. Well, I'll tell you, I started from scratch a year ago, right? So I stepped away from that company. I had some personal stuff happening. I was traveling, and so I kind of started from scratch again last year. And I've been having to teach myself this stuff again because I was in the startup environment with a team, and for the last 8 years. And a year ago, I stepped away, and I thought, oh, I'm just going to start my brand. Get Design Hacker going full time, make that my full time income. And after like 4 or 5 months of not getting paid anything and trying to figure out all my tech and get my, I was trying to get my whole thing set up like the perfect way. And I wasn't making any money during that time. And after a few months, I'm like, crap, I got to get something going here. So I'm kind of like scrambling, and I'm like, I teach this stuff. I know this stuff. Why is it still so hard for me? So I get it. Like, it's, even if you are skilled technically, there's still, you have to make things happen.
And people try, and I know from experience that I did that as well. People try to learn everything about something before they do it. And it took me 1.5 years to actually send my first box to FBA because I needed to know everything from beginning to end. I needed to make sure that I had all my boxes ticked.
And sometimes you do need to learn it. That's part of the learning curve. Like, you kind of have to learn the details, or find people that give you some shortcuts.
I sent a box and I turned around and I said, what's the worst thing that can happen? This is going to go missing. All right, so I'm going to lose $100. Let me just lose it, please. Let me just throw it in the bin. Yeah, no, you just got to take that. That's all it is.
It's part of the journey.
So I'm going to share this for you. Let's do this. Okay, so this is what everybody's been waiting for, and we've got some more highs, and Lucy and Brad and Edward. Ed, I am so happy you're here. Vicky, thank you very much for coming. Roz, guys, we're all here to see what Andrew's going to give us for free, and why I think that this is so valuable that I had to sit there and write a whole spiel about it that took me an hour to
write it up. I want you to pull out of me what they need to know, because there's, I can just riff and go into it for a while. But I'll start with the basics.
I can ask some questions. And guys, I know that Andrew now is used to teaching this stuff, and sometimes he kind of skips things that he doesn't understand, a bit more difficult for newbies. Please do put your questions in here. I'll really appreciate it. And yeah, go.
Cool. Well, let's see here. I'm going to show you guys exactly kind of the process here, because I'm going to give you a link to get this. And it's as simple as this. All right. So you need a Google account. As I mentioned, this is all set up using Google Slides. So when I give you the link, it'll look like this. And all you have to do is make a copy. You'll have to be signed into your Google account. So that's the only requirement here.
Gmail, guys. If you don't know what a Google account is, it's your Gmail account.
There you go. Yeah, chime in, whatever. So as long as you have a Gmail account, then you will be able to open this up. And what it does is it adds this file to your Google Drive. Mm-hmm. And Google Drive is like online storage. It has a 15 gigs for free. And what's really cool is files like this, the built-in files that Google has here.
Yeah.
It don't count towards your storage. So you can have unlimited files like this hosted for free on your Google Drive. Easy enough?
Easy?
It's pretty easy, right? Okay, so you get this opened up. That's the only requirement. So far, so good. Now, what we've got here is this is like a Google Slides file. So it's just like what you'd use for making a presentation, where you can present this thing and animate your slides. But what I'm using it for is making social media graphics, and really every kind of graphic that you might need. So what I've done is I've sized this to be a square size. So that's the only unique thing here.
Sorry, I'm going to put a little bit of a a couple of brackets there. The reason I asked for square posts and then and then you went out there and made this amazing thing for us is because predominantly the kinds of graphics that work on Amazon listings are the square ones. You can use different sized or different different types of images, but those are the ones that actually show up best on most devices when people are scrolling through Amazon.
Exactly. So it can work on the Amazon product page. And some things in here I kind of kept in mind and did some research from what you sent me of ways to kind of showcase benefits or features. And I use this kind of just yoga example here, but you can imagine any kind of physical product or service that you want to promote. These are very flexible templates. And even stuff like just some check mark things, highlighting some benefits or features, breaking down some of the main ideas. So these are all templates that I created here. Stuff like this is really good for highlighting some features.
Yeah. So essentially, what you've done there is instead of just having the one image and that's all we're using, which a lot of people are doing on Amazon or anywhere else, pretty much online. You've turned that into some graphics and. Guys, these are the infographics that you can be using, not on your main image, not on your hero image when it comes to there are guidelines there, and each category is different, and some categories will allow you to have live models and etc. But look at your category guidelines for that main hero image. But for images 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, so the other 6 images, you absolutely want to be telling a story. You want to make sure that all the features, all the benefits, and anything that might confuse anybody about how to use your product is in those images, because that's all they're looking at. They're not reading anything in your listing.
Exactly. So a great way to just put together some graphics like this. And I'm just showing you some, like, it could be used for a lot of different things. But the big idea is you can customize the look and feel with the colors and fonts. I'm going to show you a shortcut to do that in a second. And when you're done with a graphic, you can download it as an image. So I can take an image like this, and I can just go to File, Download As, and you can save it as a JPEG or a PNG. And let me just download it. And once you do that, it'll drop. Oh, I think I've got this opened up here. There we go. We've got our high res. Oh, you can't see that, huh? Let me show my full screen. One sec. Okay, pop that one on there. So here we go. This is the image that was just downloaded to my computer. That's what you can do. You can use this file to make unlimited amounts of graphics. And then now let's get into the cool stuff, shall we?
Yes, please.
All right. So the magic here, the magic of this is, yes, I mean, the templates are great, but the real cool part here is that I have it set up to where you can automatically update all the colors and fonts from one control panel. So I've kind of hacked Google Slides to make this easier with my system. So basically what we can do is change the theme colors. And the system that I've developed with visual branding is a 3-color system where you have your primary color, your secondary, and your background. And really all you need is like a primary and then a background color. So if you can get that figured out, let's go ahead and grab just like a green, for example. A green, and then pretty much any kind of dark background would look good. We could do like a brown. So those 2 colors need to look good together, contrasty. And then the secondary one should kind of blend in between those somehow. So you maybe like a darker green, something like that. That's really all you need with a secondary color. And I don't use that a lot on this template, but there's some really cool stuff you can do with that, especially if, let's keep all this in a line. All right, so something like that, it's that
And you've
simple.
just
And I've
chosen 2 greens, have you?
well, you can mix it up, but sometimes you can keeping it simple like this is actually even easier. And what
Okay.
it does is it'll update everything on this file automatically. So if I zoom in, you can just see now like every little piece was updated with those colors. So if I try it
Magic.
again, we could just do like maybe the color stuff here, you can get real creative with it or just keep it simple. So I'll do maybe like a hot pink to make it really obvious. So just finding a couple simple colors like that, mostly just the 2 here. What also happened is we've created a set of backgrounds. So now when I create a new slide, I have pre-made backgrounds that I can choose from over here. And some of them have a gradient blended into it. So something like that is automatically done. Now, if we go to some of the pre-made slides, any one of these, I can actually go ahead and change the layout and choose from these backgrounds. So you have options built in automatically that are perfectly branded with your colors. Now you wouldn't want to go with that because the font won't change, but I have a dark light option for all these.
Guys, if you haven't seen my crappy copy of this, I've got a green and a blue, and pretty much I don't have to think about it anymore. Every time I create any kind of image, it's got that green and that blue in there, and all I need to do is just click a button and I've either got the background blue and the something else green or vice versa, and it just, all you need to do is just choose those 2 colors in one spot and everything pretty much changes with it. Look at that blue and that combination is just amazing.
It's pretty, I mean, this is about as easy as it gets to get your brand to look good. And this started last year when Google added this whole ability to kind of
Yeah,
customize.
the theme.
And the other thing too is the fonts themselves are also part of this. Now that's getting a little bit more advanced. But if I want to change like all these header fonts, I can just go in here to something like this and I can make them all blue. And now header fonts will be blue. It's not required to do something like that, but everything in here is kind of very intentionally put together so you can control it from one place. But the minimum you have to do, I've kept it really simple to where it's just those 3 colors you have to change. And
And
it'll
you only
create
really have to do it once, unless you see something that you down the track that you want to change. There is no reason whatsoever to change it. Everything's just going to, once
done.
it's done, and it's guys, there's nothing that he's hidden here. It is literally what he's just done. Picked 2 colors and put them in there. And when you know the hex codes for them, you don't pick them through that little chart thing. You actually put the hex code in there. So if you've already got a couple of colors for your branding, you just grab that hex code, you put it in there, you do that once, and it's across the board with all of your branding, all of your images, all of your slides, and all of your banners and whatever it is that you're using.
Yeah, so let's show you that shortcut. So the other one now is when you do this once, you don't have to do it again for the next file. So every file that I give you now has a purpose to it, right? This one is square posts, and you see the kind of design to it. Other ones are for Facebook covers, other ones are for Facebook ads and whatever else you might need. But this one that you guys
Different
get for free,
sizes, different, resolutions, different everything.
exactly. And so the shortcut then is once you do that once, every new file that you open up, you can click import theme. And so I've got some stuff on this account. Let's see what I've got in here. I can just grab one and pull it in. Google sometimes takes a second to load up all your files.
So what he's doing, guys, in case you're not understanding it, he's got another file from another brand, other brand colors, somewhere on his Google Drive.
Yep.
He's now going to turn these slides into whatever branding the other file had. and he just clicked a button there to the effect of import theme, and let's see the magic happen, and those are the colors of the other brand.
The other thing you'll notice too is the fonts changed. So the fonts are also controlled. You'll see these header fonts here. This is actually my wife's brand. So she's got kind of a purplish dark background with this pink, and then she also has, it blends into like a yellow like this. Same thing, it's just 3 colors. Once you get it figured out once, you are ready to just customize all these templates. And so this looks really cool where you have the font title, you know, looking a little more stylized, and then a nice, easy to read body font. That's pretty much all you have to do.
So you choose your fonts once, you choose your colors once, you put them in there. It takes you 3.5 minutes to make sure that everything looks good. And then you just pull that into whatever images, whatever sizes, whatever styles you want to.
And this is where you edit that. So you can just choose, there's a master setting here. So if we go to view and then master, it opens up this control panel where we can customize all those backgrounds, and we can also customize the fonts here. And again, you do this one time, and then in the future, you just have to pull it in by importing the theme. So we're basically creating your custom theme here with this first file. And then every other template, as I create other templates, you can just import your theme into that template in 2 clicks. So
and
if I wanted something,
you don't have to do it again. You can make your Facebook ones that way, and anything else that you're making.
Exactly. That's the big idea. So if we did something like,
Linda,
really obvious here.
What about Facebook banners narrow? Yes, he's got themes for that too, Linda. This one is the one that he's giving away for free. He's going to give you a spiel of how little, because I'm not going to say how much, how little you have to pay at this stage for some of the stuff that I've got, and I've gotten from him through the years.
Yep.
Oh, there's
I'll
online video tutorials, Linda. Sorry, Andrew. Sorry. I'm going to answer these couple of questions only because only because they are relevant and they're in the right space. And if we leave them for the end, it won't make sense. But yes, Andrew's got groups, he's got pages, he goes online, he has a lot of video tutorials, and this is a video tutorial as well. It will be on my page as well, so you can go over this, but he's got heaps of stuff that he does pretty much every, I don't know, couple of weeks. Well,
I'll tell you this, the really simple answer is when I give you that link today to get this for free, I recorded a whole tutorial step-by-step this morning that you'll get. I did a webinar this morning to teach it, so you'll get that for free as well.
Awesome.
So at any time you need to.
Awesome. And yeah, it doesn't take very much to, like, even if you just follow where his mouse is and do the same thing on your screen. And Helen is asking, what is the difference between a JPEG and a PNG? Those are file types, Helen. I
got it in here.
You do actually? All right, tell us about that.
The main thing you need to know is JPEGs are more compressed. They're smaller file sizes. So it's great for websites or anywhere that you're uploading images and they need a smaller compressed image. Sometimes when I'm using a web builder somewhere, like they say the file is too big, sometimes if you switch to JPEG, it'll work. And especially on a website that you're creating that needs to load quickly, you can compress down JPEGs much more. The problem is they don't have a lot of extra data or information in the image. So a PNG allows you to have transparent backgrounds, and it'll have a higher resolution, a little bit better quality image. So generally, if it's something for like social media, or I haven't done much on Amazon myself, so I don't know how that works when you upload images.
PNGs are fine. Yeah,
it's fine. It'll compress it for you.
I have used some of your PNGs to upload. Can I ask something that I should have asked offline? What's the size of these files? What kind of pixel size are they? What have you set them as?
1600 by 1600.
Okay. For Amazon, I generally these days, and it changes every so often, but these days I generally recommend 2000 by 2000, but 1600 by 1600 should work fine.
Well, I'll show you something here. We can just go to File, Page Setup, and we could change this to pixels. I'll zoom in for you. And then you can just change that to 2000 by 2000.
Okay.
200. You could do 200. That'll automatically.
I do that, but that's amazing because not everybody knows how to make those changes. Peter is asking, can I download this template? Yes, you can, Peter. This is the whole point of this template. It is coming to you for free. Anybody who's in here right now will get a link to it. And it's a square template, and it's just, yeah.
Yeah, we'll drop it in at the end. I send it to you, so anytime you want. I don't know. It's up to you.
Yeah, we'll do it. We'll do it at the end.
Perfect. So those are good questions. Where was I going with that? Do we have a question that I missed? I forget.
No, the PNG and the.
That's right.
Yep, we're all done with that. The Facebook banner is narrow. Yep, we're going to do those as well. But essentially, you've now shown us how to change the fonts. You've shown us how to change the colors of the fonts. You've shown us how to change the backgrounds. You've shown us how to import themes from one slide deck to another. And when you get all of his, I don't know, hundreds of slide decks or at least dozens, and you buy them from Andrew, you'll just be able to import the themes from one to the other. Yeah, and then you've pretty much haven't shown us how to change images, maybe how to change the sizes or play around, muck around a little bit with the different designs.
Yeah, that's kind of what I mean. We could sit here all day and do that because there's a lot of little things. For the most part, I mean, anything you're going to want to do, it's got some cool stuff. So check this out. I could find an image like that. I can double click on it. And I can zoom out here, kind of position it a little bit better. Then I can just zoom back in. There's keyboard shortcuts for all this stuff, but Google has controls here to zoom in and out. I use a lot of if you do get more advanced with this, I mean, you can get pretty quick here where you can click the wrong key. You can change out the font size really fast using your keyboard shortcuts, move things up and down with your arrows, obvious stuff. But then if you click on this image, there's some really cool hidden features built in. If you click Format Options, I can go to the adjustments. I'll try to zoom in a little bit for you. There are some adjustments built in here, so I can make the brightness a little bit more. I could add some contrast. And adding contrast is proven to get more clicks, more eyeballs. I mean, it's just more interesting. But something that is really cool, and check this out. I can go grab an image like, something like this. Let's grab one. And I can click multiple objects at once. So I can hold down Shift and click each object. And then I can adjust all those at once. I could even recolor these. And it'll have some filters built in with your brand colors. Wouldn't be ideal really to do this, but there are some cool places that you can play around with that if you want to make them black and white. Little things like that. I mean, it's not over the top crazy, but just having little features like that built in. You can also crop the images to different shapes. So you could choose maybe like a diamond instead. And you can have drop shadows. I'll just do maybe 2 of these. You see I have some drop shadows on here. I can select all of those. And on the option here, I can turn off or on the drop shadow. I can adjust that really easily. You can even give your drop shadow one of your theme colors to give it a little bit of a glow with your theme color in there. So it has a really simple, it's kind of like a very simplified PowerPoint, but the fact that it's all in the cloud, I can then share this with someone and collaborate on it with them. I can get a shareable link. I can say that they can edit it. And so I usually do this for someone I'm working with. We want to collaborate, go back and forth. I'll just give them that link, and now they can open it up and edit this file. We can work on it together. If you have a team or someone you're working with, it just makes everything easier. There's no like downloading files or having fonts not loaded on your computer like you get with PowerPoint.
You can control what you share. You can control that you share it to people that can only view them. You can control that you can share it with people that can actually, I've had already 2 questions, and I think that because you've already done it, they mustn't have caught it. One person, Linda, is asking me if you can import your own pics into this file, and Joseph is asking me, can we do this with stock photos? So essentially, you replaced the image. I knew what you were doing, but it looks like a couple of people didn't catch onto that. Can you?
Sure. Anytime you click on an image, you have an option to replace it with photos from, a variety of places. One cool trick is to host them in your Google Drive, and that makes it easier to find them. So you can kind of access it here and then open up a folder in your Google Drive. So if you have a bunch of brand photos, you could put them in one place so that, again, when you're collaborating, everything's hosted in the cloud. So if I don't know what I have in here, but there we go. I have some stock photos, the ones I was just using. So that's kind of a cool trick if you wanted to host all your images in your Google Drive. I like to do this sometimes just to make it easier, again, to find everything and host it all in one place. You just double click on it and it'll swap it out. But most people have them hosted on their computer. So you could just click here and then upload from your computer. And if you did download stock photos to your computer, you could just easily upload them from there. Like in this case, I have these stock photos just hosted on a folder in my computer. So I could go find another one here. So that's pretty much a stock photo.
And they do. And then, yes, how do you crop and play with it there?
You can just double click on it and kind of enlarge it, move it around within that frame. So if you want to, it doesn't have, a whole lot of built-in stuff to, like, you can't just pull from their own stock photo library. They do have the option to replace by searching the web. So you could do like Surfer. Are these okay to use? That's debatable, right? I'm not going to give you legal advice here.
Google, yes.
These are kind of just images on the web. But
true. So guys, be careful about licensing and what have you, because I know that a few people have challenges understanding that. But there are a whole heap of free stock photo places. There are a whole load of places where you can use stock photos in your images.
Yeah, my 2 favorites are unsplash.com and pexels.com. So there's millions of free stock photos. What I use for paid stock photos is Envato Elements. So that one has, let me pull up my account here. So I pay like $33 a month for unlimited stock photos.
Wow, it's a lot, and I absolutely don't have that account. I need it.
Yeah, these are like real good
stock, which gives me like 10 a month or something, with my $100 and something bigger plan.
Yeah, there's a lot of ways to get stock photos now. I mean, a lot of sites say like millions of stock photos, but I mean, those are free on unsplash.com and pexels.com. So you can do like some really cool stuff here with your brand vision board, getting some photos. I usually do this up front. I'll like have a cup of coffee, sit down and just have some fun, like finding a bunch of great photos that I think will work well for my brand that I might use in different places. Even if you never use them, just doing it all at once, and then downloading them into a folder, having them handy. What I actually do is then I use Google Photos to organize them. So I'll show you, like, I'll pull this up. This is my wife's brand. I create a Google Photos album, and then I create a bookmark to it on my computer.
Tell us something about Steph's brand, so we can also understand the colors and the work there.
Yeah, she does coaching, business coaching for feminine leaders. So mostly women who are trying to get their business online. She does a lot of the mindset stuff, overcoming your fears and stepping up as a leader. So this is some photo shoots that she's done, but it's hard to keep track of all your stuff. And so creating like a brand vision board like this is really helpful. So you can go get a bunch of stock photos. You can get some of your own photos. I recommend going through your social media and finding photos that kind of tell your story, just having those things in one place and then uploading them to a Google Photos album. This is a free tool again, and you can create albums on here, as many as you want. But what I do is then create bookmarks so I can find them really easily with just one click. I can open this up, then I can browse them. Now, one thing you used to be able to do is right click and copy the image address. For most websites, this should work. This is a really good shortcut if it works, but what I've found is there's some kind of bug to where you can go in here and replace image by URL, paste it in. Let's see if it works. And it worked. Okay, good. So maybe they fixed the bug. So you can go to a stock photo site and grab an image, and then instead of having to download it and upload it or keep it somewhere, sometimes I'll just go ahead and copy the image address of the image, and then I'll go into my, there it is, my file here, and replace by image URL. Just paste that in.
Wow.
So that's a quick little shortcut. And then if you're doing this is great too, because I love the format here where I can just duplicate it. When I get one design that I like, I can just duplicate the slide. Mm-hmm. And now just swap out the photo, maybe change the text. Or if I want to do split testing with my Facebook ads, I can just create a variety of images over here and even see which ones I like best, or just have them all handy in one place. So any other questions on that?
Heaps of questions. People are getting excited. I think everybody thinks this is magic. All right, let's let me see whether
there it went.
Jackie's asking what is lorem ipsum. Good one, Jackie.
You can look it up. It's just filler text.
So good for Insta. Love Google Slides. Let's see where we can get an actual question.
Infographic examples.
Yes, you will be able to. Banners narrow. Yes, we will have Facebook banners in a little. Is there an online video tutorial? Yes, we went through these ones. This is amazing and so simple, very clever. I know what I bring in, Bradley, and I've been trying to bring in this guy for a long time, believe me.
That's a question. Boom, perfect timing.
Graphic examples.
I wanted to show you guys this. So this is a friend of mine. I helped him put it together, his Kickstarter page. And actually, I'll pull up another one because there's some other stuff I'll show you that I've done with, let's see. Second. So this I just did recently, and all the graphics here I made with Google Slides. So like something like this. I know this is
yes,
really, really popular, right?
Yes.
Now this is tricky, right? Yeah, I'll give you guys this. What I'm gonna do is in my group in a couple days, I'm gonna do a training on how I made all these graphics for this page.
Well, there's your infographic, Mary. That you're gonna have to you're gonna have to join his group to get it in a couple of days, apparently.
I haven't made the training on this, yeah, and I'll give out this template too to kind of show how I made some of these graphics, but all with Google Slides. But I think that one at the top there was the most relevant to you guys. It is a little bit tricky. I mean, anytime you get more technical like this, it's going to be more work, but I could just show you.
Hey, we're smart guys. We really, really are.
Well, I'll show you just the idea here. So I could take something like this, and basically you can create a line, and let's just create like a line, and I can add some thickness to it there. I can add an ending, and we could just kind of move that in here. You want to find one that's going to be maybe easier to see. And then you can just kind of move it around. That's one way. You know, it's
the wrong background colors, but we know what you're doing. Yes.
You get the idea. I'm just pointing at this woman.
Yes.
But that's kind of the idea of how you would create it. And so some of these would be a quick way to do that. You could highlight features or things.
Helen is in my yes, Mary, we are all smart. Helen's in my inner circle, and I've actually taught her personally one-on-one how to use these. And she's got something like, I don't know, every one of her products has got like 50 colors or something. So the amount of images she deals with and the amount of stuff that she does, we're talking about 2,000 at a time. She doesn't know Photoshop. I don't think she knows how to download Photoshop if she needs to, but she has been using this like crazy for probably about the last year. So she's become a whiz at it. You're amazing, Helen. Thank you.
This is another example of some graphics I made that are definitely more familiar to the Amazon crowd. This kind of stuff. It's just a matter of, getting that cut out. One tool that you guys definitely need to know about is remove.bg.
I've been using Clipping Magic, which for some reason has become a lot better. With remove.bg, our problem is that we have to have a face, and not all products are allowed to have.
They changed that.
Have they?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. There you go. All right, guys, remove.bg.
It's
because we couldn't use it.
I know initially there was only faces, but now you can do products. I'm not sure. I haven't tried it too much, but you can do animals, cars.
There you go. Awesome. So there you go. There's another alternative as well. What else is going on here? I'm getting a lot of wows.
Yeah, and some things, like the infographic stuff, it's hard to make a template for that. If some things are just learning the skills, so using some of these pieces and kind of putting them together how you need to is a skill that you want to learn. So when I sit down to make a graphic that's really custom, at least and you understand how the pieces come together. And using a starting point like this, at least you know that the branding is going to be consistent, because you'll see like it can be really tricky to keep all that branding consistent. There's so many little pieces.
Same colors across the board with all the different slides and all the different images and what have you. Linda's got an interesting question. If you store your images on Google Drive or Google Photo albums, it won't take up any of your storage space in your computer, I'm guessing you mean, Linda. Plus, how long Google keep them for? Well, I don't know. I've had my account for years and years. They haven't told me that they're going to throw them out. It's I don't think Google's going anywhere anytime soon. I don't know, Linda. The answer to that is I think unlimited amounts of time for limited amounts of space. It's more a question of whether Google is going to be around forever, and I think they will be.
Yeah, I wouldn't worry about that. I'm trying to find an example here of some of my demo stuff, brand photos. There we go. So there's two ways to do this. You can organize your brand within your Google Drive itself. And something like this is a way to just upload all your photos. If you do this in Google Drive, it will take up your storage space. So if you upload them into
space on your drive, not on your computer, you can
right, not on your computer unless you keep it there too. But you can upload it into your Google Drive, and it will just
will
take up some.
take up from your
But
15.
look at the cost. Yeah, it's like the 15 gigs for free. You can get 100 gigs for $20 a year or
I think I got the
199 a month.
200 gig plan. Yeah,
Yeah, I'm on the 2 terabyte plan, and it's
it's so
$10 a
cheap.
month. It's so
Yeah,
cheap.
it's
But there is another option if you are, on a budget. Google Photos is totally free.
Oh, you don't pay for storage on Google. Isn't it connected to your Google Drive?
Yeah, this is separate now. So what you can do is create an album on your Google Photos. And so the same way to organize things, it's just not all integrated with itself. So it's its own platform. I recommend doing it for all of you. If you don't have a Google Photos account,
I don't.
you can hook it up to your phone. And I've got everything from the past 20, 30 years of my life. I mean, it's crazy. Like every photo I've ever taken now just uploads and I dump it in there and it's all free. And you can search for faces. Like it's crazy what you can do. It organizes all of it for you.
I know. It's got face recognition and what have. I'm so behind.
I'm telling you, it's okay. I had my wedding.
I'm get with it.
I had my wedding, and I got 2,000 photos from my wedding, and I uploaded them all into my Google Photos.
And you shared them?
What's that?
You shared them?
Well, yeah. So what I did is I could search for like one of my friends. I search his name, or I kind of find his face and I name him. So then Google will pull up all the photos that person was in. And then I just shared a link to all the photos that he was in. And I gave it to my friend and say, hey, here's all the photos from my wedding that you were in.
I'm so behind.
It's crazy.
Linda, you and I.
And it's also scary because it's all the privacy stuff and whatever, but sometimes you got to roll with it.
Look, quite frankly, we know they've got the technology, at least if we're using it. My God. All right. Let's see what else is going on here. Love it. Have been using Google Slides. Yes, we are. Great content. Where are we? Great content. Look forward to playing around with the slides. Absolutely. Ed. He's always like normal slide creation. Mary, I think what you're asking here is, can you create a normal slide deck?
Oh yeah.
And hell yeah.
This is a spin-off of doing that.
This is, but yeah.
let me show you guys something real quick. I mean, when it comes down to it, and when you get this link, you'll learn about how you can get all my stuff, and I have a full training on. Let me pull it up for you real quick. 1 second. So I'll give you an example here of like all the templates that I have, and I was playing around with some of the other designs here, but I'm going to pull up this one because this is my normal slide deck, and it's all using the same kind of system. So all the colors and fonts are controlled from one place. I've got info or the intro cover slides here, scrolling down like basic informational slides.
He hasn't even hit the tip of the iceberg of what he does. Some of the stuff that I use these days, and it was like, what's this for? Oh my God, this is how easy this makes that. Oh my God.
So this is my main like slideshow deck. If you want to make like a slideshow presentation, I've got all the ideas, and then what you do is take a few pieces of this and put it together into like a 10 slide deck, or 10 different slides, and do a presentation. You can animate it. These aren't animated by default, but in my tutorial, I show you, I think everything's going slow. I've got too much going on. There it is. These are just the normal like 16:9 slides. And I use these. What I'm actually putting out in a week or two is a simplified version of this for doing like social media, quick, like one slide trainings where you can just go live real fast and have a couple bullet points you go through, like lots of little things like that. I've even got it to where you can have like green screen stuff.
It's not going to cost you much. Wait for the price. Your jaw will drop.
Yeah, we put together a pretty cool deal because mostly we want you guys to have the support you need through this tough time. So I've worked with Callie to put together a pretty killer coupon for you guys. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff here. So we wanted to show you one thing today and give you one little win, but this is the rabbit hole that you're going to have to go down. And like, yeah, there's a lot of different ideas you're going to need to put out there to market, to educate and attract your audience, but just do one thing at a time and take baby steps. And I think, here's some of the other, like each one of these templates, like Facebook covers, right? This is some of the basic stuff for getting your social media to look good. You could just go in here and the same thing, you can just pull in your theme and it's going to suck in all of your colors and fonts automatically. And then you just choose the design that you like and pop in your photo. So these, I have to update these, right? So Facebook just made a big update. They're slightly too big now for some of the new Facebook changes. So I'm redoing this whole template in the next couple of weeks, and that'll be included in all my whole toolbox of stuff.
That's the new format that most people don't have yet or haven't actually switched to. So guys, there's a huge update on Facebook. The banners that I've got from your templates, Andrew, still do work. I think the difference is about a couple of pixels.
Tiny bit, which is enough to keep me up at night, trust me. So I know exactly how many pixels we got to fix. So a lot of this stuff needs to be adjusted, but I'm always adding new templates. Like these are all, this is after 5 years of doing this, and I've had to go through several Facebook changes, and as things change,
You've got heaps of time to do it. It's still in beta. Nobody has it. The ones that do have it are just playing around with it. We're switching back and forth from the classic version to the new one.
Stuff.
It's still a long way to go. But guys, bear in mind that once you've got this, Andrew's going to be doing some of the new stuff as well, and recreating those banners for the changes that Facebook has made, as well as everything else.
Well, I wanted to share this with you guys, and hopefully you'll jump in. We'll get that link in there in a second. You'll get this for free either way today, but hopefully you jump in and get my other stuff, because I want to get some momentum going again. I'm just starting to promote this again, because last year Google made these updates and I had to redo my whole design system with it to make it that one click easy to change the colors and fonts. So I'm just going to start promoting this again right now, and I'm excited to get some of you on board, especially if you want to use this stuff to grow your business. I mean, that's at the end of the day, if it's just sitting there on your desktop or your Google Drive not doing anything, that does no good. Like, we need you to take positive action.
Here. I've got some real doers here. No.
Doers, I love it.
I know the names here.
Difference between Google Slides. I saw a question about that in G Suite. This will work on both. So there is a difference where Google Drive is like the free, like personal one, but I actually do 99% of my stuff on my personal Google account. They do have the G Suite version, which is a paid for like businesses. You can hook up your domain to it. This works on both. So Google Slides works on both of those, and it doesn't really affect anything. So this will work on however you're using Google. This will work.
Depending on the kind of G Suite account, you may have more or less
storage
space. Yeah. You're using a different email address, so you're using your own custom one, or the one that has to do with your domain name. It has nothing to do with how this works. This works exactly the same way on both Gmail, Google accounts, and G Suite Google accounts. That was hard to
all that stuff. Yeah, a lot of the questions come up, so it's part of the ride. But overall, I've got you taken care of, and if nothing else, you'll get this template today, and I've got a full training to walk you through it, so you can have the recording there anytime you need it. I put that in there with this template. Do you want to drop that in now?
Did you see, give me a sec? Did you see this question? That this is a question I don't know the answer to. Can you actually put audio in your slide?
Yeah, they just added that option to insert audio. Here it is.
Oh, exciting!
So I haven't played with that too much. It's pretty new. Now, years ago, like 5 years ago, were you around when I was making full-blown like websites with this thing? Like, I was embedding videos.
No, I've only been following you for the last 2.
Do you, for fun, before we wrap up, I'll try to pull up the crazy stuff I was doing way back when.
I've got to find that link because people are going crazy right now and they're going to
Okay.
want it. So you do your thing. I'm going to turn my back to you for a second.
Do what you got to do. Yeah.
Where is it? Here we go.
All right. So this was something I did when I did that training like 5 years ago. This was a little bit different, but kind of similar. So what I actually did is I made this into like, you can have clickable links that link between things on your slide deck. And what I did is I published it to the web. And let me see how
wow.
you can like make an interactive website. Let's see what this did.
Oh,
with videos.
I'm gobsmacked.
And then these link to different things. This was like years ago. So, I mean, it's like a full blown sliding website that I kind of moved away from this because it was just so much work. But I was showing people like how to like create courses with Google Slides.
Oh my God.
Crazy, huh?
Oh my God. Guys, I've shared a couple of links. Did I do the right one?
Yeah, this is so old. Don't actually use any of this stuff, guys. But this was my training years ago.
Okay, I hope I did the right thing. 9kg 6Z and 6. What's that for? I've got a couple of different coupon links.
Okay, no, the link I gave you, the most recent one.
You gave me 2.
All right, let me look. In our Facebook chat.
Yeah.
The most recent one. What are you looking at?
Facebook Messenger, you gave me one.
It's the square post. Here you go. I'm gonna give it to you again.
I've already put one in there, guys. If you get all this stuff for free because of something that I've shared with you,
no, the freebie link I gave you is a very easy. Okay, it's very easy. Hopefully you find it.
Let me do that then.
There is another link that. Okay, I see what you're doing. What are you? Oh, I see. Yeah, you're jumping the gun. Give him my freebie. Yeah, that's the wrong link. The one you popped in there.
Let me do.
You guys will find that once you get on the inside. But I wanted to give you some clarity, like instead of the straight like coupon link to get all my templates. I wanted to at least give you guys this one free with the video tutorial first, so you'll get that right away. There it is.
Delete that. Anybody who grabbed whatever, I don't know what it is.
You'll find it on the inside. Don't worry. You'll still get it, guys.
All right, so I've just popped in the square post one. You can do the rest of it afterwards.
Well, that'll take you over here. Basically, I set this up for you guys to grab this training for free, and it includes all the templates and the video tutorial. So I made all that specifically for you guys, and you can get in there. I recorded it this morning, so the webinar replay is in there and the template as well. So it's easy. Just sign up for free and you're all set.
Linda, you just make a copy. It'll allow you to make a copy. So grab that last link that I put in. That's probably the one to.
Oh, that's you. No, you're giving them all the stuff that's supposed to be on the inside.
What am I supposed to do?
All right, you can delete that other docs.
I deleted those. They can't see them anymore. Anybody who got them got them.
I made it much easier for you guys to find. All right, to use the other link, the square post link.
Is the square post one? Yeah, that's the right
Perfect.
one.
That's it. Yeah. Sorry, I saw your other one too.
That's the one. The other ones are deleted. They were wrong.
So all you have to do is when you get in there, you just click make a copy, and it
I'm
adds.
not allowed to do anything anymore, guys. It's just
you had one job.
Andrew's doing.
There it is. So I click make a copy, and boom, the whole template again, just to show you guys.
You can only view it. Okay, she's probably in that other view. Show them the way to do it from file, make a copy.
Oh yeah, because you gave them the wrong link, so they won't experience that issue if they've. Yeah, the link that I gave them is an easier link. Does that make sense?
All right, so go to designhacker.com/square-post.
Yeah.
And that should take you to the one that he just showed us. Otherwise, go to File
And make a copy.
and
Entire
make a
presentation. Yeah. Those of you who jumped ahead.
Who jumped the gun with Kelly.
If you want the tutorial, though, you'll have to go through that link, the other one, that the designhacker.com/square-post. You'll see it in there.
You're getting a lot of thank yous here. You're getting a lot of grateful people. You're getting a lot of people going, wow, this is amazing. We haven't finished. There is more to come. I'm milking this.
Well, this is our introduction. I'll take you to a whole new level once you guys get in my world.
Absolutely. So tell them, give them some instructions. Yvette, yes.
I told you guys, you got the link. So get over there, register. You'll get the video and the template file there, and that's all you need right now. I'll explain more in this video to help you use the template and get all my other templates for a special price. I'm going to keep it at that. Yeah, I want some secrecy.
So
you got to get in the inside.
So it's all in there, is it?
It's all there. I put all this.
I haven't watched that.
Neatly packaged. It's neatly packaged for you guys. It's tied up. You get to unwrap it right now and experience this for yourself. I won't spoil the experience for you.
Love you, Andrew. Oh God. All right, this guy's just amazing. What you're going to find in there is going to be ways of getting more stuff, ways of joining, I'm guessing, his group and joining his programs and getting all that amazing stuff that he does for us. What else would you like to say?
I don't want to overwhelm them. I could run. Trust me, if you guys want more from me, there's plenty more available to you. So I will. We could riff, but I think let's tie it back to the situation we're all in right now, where getting your brand dialed in and looking professional. Here's an example. I'll end on this. What did I call it? Let me pull up an example real fast. This will be a good way to end it. So that when you get the colors figured out, you can apply that to like your whole online brand. So I've been teaching people how to build out online courses, online membership programs, and this was one of the things I did in my demo. But the main thing here is that you see the colors and fonts. These are some of the other templates that I have, just building out simple sales pages like this. And then on the inside as well, keeping all your branding consistent. Like your members area, if you're selling info products, just keeping this stuff clean, clear, consistent. This is a training that I did to kind of teach the idea, but let me go to the home page. But this all started using a color palette just like this. So you start with a basic color palette, you start to get it all to work together as a brand, and then it can start to turn into a full-blown online presence. And if you want to learn this kind of stuff, I've also been helping people set up online courses. I have a whole program to teach you how to do something like this. I made this whole thing in about 15 minutes in one of my videos. No joke. Like, there's tools out there that make your life so much easier. You can sell your, you found me a little bit too late on that one, right? I found this crazy shortcut to get this stuff built. And I'm trying to teach this too, because if you want to sell info products, if you want to turn your knowledge and expertise, as we talked about earlier, turning your experience, your skills into new streams of income.
Can I put it into context? It doesn't necessarily, whatever it is that you're doing can be applied in any business. And it's not just the information stuff. And even if today you are selling a product, if you don't have a following, if you're not teaching something to somebody, that somebody's not following you to then see the wowzers, here's the product, now you can get it. These days, you have to be creating a personal profile. You have to be teaching stuff. And whatever the context and the platform, it could be a different platform. It could be like your Facebook page and nothing else with a group or whatever. It still has to be consistent, and it has to be a combination of teaching people, showing people how to do things, and then giving people something to buy.
This is a great story to illustrate that. My friend, she's a brand photographer. And about a year ago, we were chatting, and she wanted to get some new income stream. She was planning on getting married. She wants to have a family soon. And so her job was to go travel around and take photos of people, do these photo shoots. You have to be there in person.
Mm-hmm.
And so I told her last year, I'm like, you know what, start a group, start building an audience, start helping people. And what we found was, it wasn't helping her customers necessarily. It was helping other people in her same industry who are also photographers, and they wanted to see her behind the scenes systems and processes of how she does it. So she started building a group, and this was 0 a year ago, and now it's almost 500 people. She started building a group, teaching this stuff and helping. Ultimately, she learned so much by getting feedback from them that she put it all into a course, and she just sold this a couple of weeks ago. Using that same system, she went through my step-by-step process to put together a course like this. She used my slide templates to create her sales page. And this is all just really clean and clear. Made all her graphics, like these kind of templates here, using my templates. But once you have your brand together and you've done the research to learn from your audience, you can package it up into different kinds of products. And so she made over $10,000 in the past week selling this product.
Wow.
And she did it for a discount. But this is like a 0 overhead product.
And this was nothing that she really was planning on doing or had any background for.
And here's the inside. So she's starting to fill out the content now. She pre-sold this without having anything done. So right now she's loading in her videos, and this is the public side, so I can't actually buy this or show you, but this is what the customers get access to, is her customer members area where she's got her videos loaded in and resources. But that's the process that all of us can go through right now, is whatever you know, whatever your experience is, can you turn that into some kind of course, product, group program, teach people, help people?
I turned around and said on camera a few days ago, there's going to be a time in the next 2 weeks when I, along with all the women my age, are going to have white hair up to here. We're going to want one hairdresser to come along on Facebook, tell us how to do it, show us how to do it, and sell us the product and send it to us from an online platform to our home. If one of you out there is that hairdresser, get onto Andrew, create that platform, and sell in 2 weeks' time. You can sell us all the color that we're going to need, so that we're able to get back on screen in a couple of weeks.
Exactly. Sell your stuff. The platform that I found that I like, I saw the question, trypodia.com. And it's what you can experience it by going through my system. So I set up my freebie in the webinar that I just did today. I gave it to you guys for free. You can experience it for yourself there. But if you go to trypodia.com, you want to do something like this, this is the platform that I recommend and teach people how to use.
That's what James is asking. What software is that website built on? He uses podia.com. If you go to trypodia.com, it will allow you to get a few days free or something, so you can test it out. Is that right?
Yeah, you can check it out. It's a 14-day free trial, no credit card or anything. I mean, you can try it on your own. It's a pretty amazing platform for building courses and selling them. It has even email stuff, so it's kind of an all-in-one thing. But if you want some help with that, I've got a course. Actually, if you want to,
he actually teaches how to use it.
Yeah, if you need some help, design here. I didn't plan on promoting this, but I don't. if you want some help building out your course, that's a killer deal that I have right now. Designhacker.com/bundle. And that's my 4-week training where I go through and teach you how to build basically what Megan followed here. She set it all up within a couple weeks, and now she's got her content loaded in. She's got her pre-sales coming in. But even just getting a few people to buy from you, getting this platform set up right now is a really big step, because you can start to get some momentum going, and you have a way to create new products really fast.
I haven't done this with you yet, and I do plan to, but I've seen some of the work that has led to it, and I know that you have created templates for Podia that get people's courses online within a space of like a week or whatever, and it's just full blown, and it's working perfectly. And I'm guessing that you can do the sales page and the emails, and I've seen some amazing that's already there.
This was another student that went through that. Again, we go through that whole process of getting your branding dialed in, and then you can create these kind of graphics to sell it. So these are all, using my templates. I'm starting to move into this direction now where I'm helping you build out your sales pages too, not just social media graphics. So it's a lot of pieces, and it's a lot to chew on, but again, it's a lot more fun to do all this and tinker around with this stuff. If you have cash flow coming in, if you're generating income, then you can invest the time into it. So this was someone else who went through it in a few weeks and it's crazy how much this person got done in a few weeks. Most people are a little bit less, this is a lot to chew on or get done that quickly. Usually this takes a few months to build out something like this, especially if you're doing it yourself.
Yeah.
But the inside, look at this, the back end content area, it's pretty sweet. The fitness program.
And it's simple. It's plain, simple, clean, bang, 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 upload this, you're ready with that.
Well, this was sold me. The user experience is crazy. Check out the mobile optimization, the back end dashboard. Like, it's crazy. Crazy smooth.
I'm a WordPress girl myself.
I tried all the builders, and like Teachable, Kajabi, ClickFunnels, and this was
some of them super, super, super expensive for all the confusion that they give you. Yes.
Yeah, this is it's pretty crazy what you can do. So check it out, guys. I didn't plan on teaching this stuff, but this is really my passion now. So I'm giving you guys a huge deal on my templates, because I'm moving more into teaching the full-blown online course creation, membership creation, and the templates. The design templates are more of like, hey, it's a great starting point, but now what are you going to do with it? So I'm moving more into teaching, building out courses, and creating new streams of income.
And something else with that link that we gave them earlier, I think that the code that you've got in there is only valid for 24 hours. So watch it today, guys. Is that the way it goes?
That's it. Yeah. There's a 24-hour deal to get that huge discount.
So
I'm giving you guys
about that time, the same time, it's going to expire. So if you want that deal, guys, can I say a price? Can we just give them a sneak peek?
Sure.
I mean, seriously, the jaws are going to drop right now. Just say what you're offering there. How many slide decks for how much? Just
slide decks.
Rough. I know there's more than what the. I know what I get for what I pay, and I've been getting my money's worth and more and more and more every day. But just tell them roughly what they get for roughly about how much.
It's all, like, as I mentioned, it's all of my templates. Normally $300. You guys get it for $29.
Guys, when he told me I was drinking coffee.
I haven't sold it for that price before. And I didn't want to say the price because I'm kind of embarrassed to, like, I feel bad for everyone else who's paid me a few $100, but
No,
we were
no, no.
talking. No, I mean, they had it
Time.
before, so different
No,
times. Yeah.
no. None of us. I probably paid pretty much the same. All of us.
We're trying to help. I'm trying to get you in here. And
none of us are going to say, watch the video, Yvette. What's the discount code? Now they're jumping on us. Their jaws have dropped.
Yeah, these are my web. This is my new stuff, right? Is these web page templates.
Ed, take my money.
You guys are hilarious.
They're all running after you. They're going through the video looking for the discount code now.
Well,
guys,
now that's not. So that's
getting.
not my. Yeah. So that's not the course training, right? So that's all the templates. So if you want the templates like this and all my future templates, that's lifetime access to my graphic design templates like this. Again, all these are one click. Update the brand styling. We've got video thumbnails for YouTube stuff. You'll get it all in there. Just go through that link. Get the freebie link. I tell you all the deals on the inside. If you want help with the course stuff, message me directly, private message me if you have any questions about getting a course created. What I also do done with you stuff. So if you want to get moving quickly, we can work together. I've got like a partnership deal where you can pay a very little amount up front to work with me, and then we partner up.
Your Facebook page is done. Get your stuff done. Get this guy to help you, because this is a once in a lifetime opportunity to get out the other end of this damn pandemic and be all organized and branded. Oh God.
All right. We could probably wrap up. It's getting late for me. You said you're going to keep me on for just an hour.
I told you I was going to milk it.
I know you're a talker. We can go all day.
Shut up and take my money. Show me the money template.
You're hilarious, Helen.
This is going crazy. Oh, I'm so glad I brought you here. I'm so glad I twisted your arm. I'm so glad I got.
I know it was after like 40 minutes of talking. I'm like, all right, I'll just do a huge coupon and and then you finally shut up and got me off the call. Like, let's just go with it. I know it's a crazy time. I just want people to get this stuff. I've got it all sitting. That's how I feel. And that's why I've been kind of, like I said, you're either expanding or contracting right now. And I feel like I've spent years building this stuff and it's just sitting on my computer. Why don't I get this out to people's hands? Like, I need to get rewarded for it somehow. So I'm not just going to give it all away. That'd be ridiculous. So I'm giving you one, but you guys can get all this stuff for a super low price. And then I hope to, long term, there's a lot of ways I'd love to work with you guys further and a lot more things I can help you with. So I know that if you get a deal like that right now from me, there's so many other ways that we can help each other out in the future, I'm sure. So this is a crazy foundation to start with, though.
Absolutely. Guys, I hope this has been great for you, or as great as it's been. Look, I've been keeping him a secret. Only because he wouldn't get off his butt. But you know what? Here, pandemic, social distancing, and solitude in his house, and this is what we're
no distractions.
And I want all of you to not just take advantage of this deal. I mean, having it on your computer, like you said, is nothing. I need you all to start using it and start building your brands and get out the other side of this stronger and bigger and branded and all ready for this online stuff. Thanks, Andrew. Done and joined group.
Awesome.
Look to diving into it. Much appreciated. Awesome, Mary. Especially now with so much time on my hands. Yep. Yep. All of us are in the same. Thank you so much. Show me the money. Shut up, take my money. How? Wow. Take my money, etc. You get the gist. You get the gist. You've got a brand new.
You know what? From my experience, like Australians take action and make things happen. I'm always like, I see someone killing it online, and then I listen to their video or something, or I talk to them, and of course they've got an Australian accent, because something in your DNA down there, it's just, you don't have those mental blocks. Like, I try to coach Americans on getting this stuff done, and they're just something about our educational system or our culture. It's so difficult to shake someone out of that and get them to do something entrepreneurial, which is weird. I thought American culture wouldn't be like that, but
I found out recently that there's about 1 million of us that have got what's called an ABN, or an Australian business number. So there's 1 million of us that either have a business or a sidekick that we actually use as a business, make money out of. So, hey, and there's only 25 million of us.
it's amazing.
On the planet. So
Wow.
1 out of 25 of us is making money from some kind of a business.
I need to spend more time with Australians and get it in front of more Australian audiences, because you guys do take action. You don't have the fear, the mental blocks. You just go. You're like, oh, this is great. Let's do it. You know, it's just like, boom. My terrible accent.
Mary says, yep.
I spent a month in Bali last year, and there were a lot of Australians there. I had no idea that so many Australians go to Bali.
Well, yeah, we're next door.
I found that out.
The tickets to Bali are cheaper than the tickets to Queensland from Melbourne.
Yeah, it's like your Hawaii for us, right? It's just right over there. Yeah. So I had a great time hanging out with Australians in Bali for a month. I want to go back. I was going to be there right now, but we're in quarantine, so.
Yeah. Andrew's been traveling a lot, or he was traveling a lot until he got into
about 2 years now, living out of a suitcase with my wife. We got married, and then our house flooded, and we had to pack it. We just got rid of everything, and now we've been living in Airbnbs for a couple of years. It's been the best time ever. We spent 3 months in Canada, some time in Mexico, through the US. I'm not going to do my accent again.
Do you know that one? Do you know that one? I know that one. We're going to teach you.
Awesome. Well, I'm getting tired. I got to wrap this up.
Yeah, I agree. I've milked it as much as I can.
You have, and it's been fun.
Love you, Andrew. Love you guys. Thank you for being here. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Take advantage of anything this guy's got to offer. Follow him around as much as you can. Get yourselves pages done. Get your images done. Get ready and keep safe. And I hope that all your families are safe. And that's what's the most important. It's a health crisis more than a financial crisis. Let's keep cash positive and healthy. Have a good one. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.